Okay, the last thing that I want to introduce this week is camera field of view. We're going to get into scenes and section planes and styles and some more advanced tools next week. So I don't want you to worry about that for this assignment. I welcome you to include some of those items into this assignment if you want to, because again, this model is not due for 2 more weeks. But I do want to explain at least camera field of view because that will help as you work. That will help your actual view and it'll help just navigating through the model. It'll make it a little easier. If you go to camera field of view, what you get is a little magnifying glass, and it looks like the zoom. If I look down at the bottom of my screen, I can see 35 degrees. I'm going to hold down on my left click and I'm going to start dragging. And I'm going to drag until I get to roughly 60 degrees. So 60 degrees is pretty much the way I work when I'm working in SketchUp because I can see into the model a lot easier. It's a little bit more exaggerated, but I also think it's a little more dynamic and it's a little bit more the way our eyes actually see. If I continue holding down on the left click and pulling down on my mouse, and I can actually bring this all the way up to 120, which is 120 is a cartoonishly exaggerated perspective. It's almost like you are looking through some sort of distorted lens, or like you're in a Looney Tunes cartoon looking down from a cliff. This is way, way, way extreme. If I do the opposite direction, dragging, holding down on my left click, and I bring it all the way down to 1 degree, this is basically no perspective at all. So this is my pure classic axonometric view, this is my pure elevation, and this is my pure plan if I look directly down on it. And I can actually click on, let me see, I don't have my views up here, so let me bring my views into place. These are my standard views. So if you're on a Mac and you need to see your standard views, you customize your toolbar by right-clicking. And if you're on a PC, you go to View Tool Palettes, and you bring out your what's it called? It is the Standard Views section. So go ahead and say Done. So now that I've got my camera pulled all the way down to 1 degree, I can look directly down on this from above. And I'm not quite at no perspective, I'm almost there, but this will give me almost a pure plan view. I can look at it from any of the sides, and I can also look at it from an isometric view, which is going to give me somewhat of an axonometric. So let me go back to camera field of view again, and type in 60, enter. So at 60, that's about the way I like to work. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit exit. That's going to get me out of adjusting my camera field of view. Once you've adjusted your camera field of view to 60, it'll stay at 60 until you change it. So the last thing I want to impart this week is I would leave your camera field of view at 60 while you're working. If you want to play with it a little bit to get a better perspective once you set up a view, you can. But 60 degrees is a nice, comfortable working view, and I think you'll find that it's a little easier to navigate inside the model. So I'm going to post the requirements for this assignment on Blackboard. I'm going to just do a little list of all the things you need to include in this model. Nothing new beyond what you've seen. I would like you to throw a couple materials in this. I would like you to bring some components in, but if you were able to successfully follow along this week and can do some of the new things we've done, like making components, bringing new components in, making some new layers, you're in good shape. And you have until the end of this quarter to finish this assignment and to turn in both this and the residential model.